Everybody, today, you guys, I'm gonna ask you guys to be nice. Okay? I looked at the mental illness video, and I looked at the chat while doing it, and it was a disaster. It was unbelievable, dude. I admit it. I admit that I did not help the cause because I was reading it, and I should not have been reading it. And you guys just kept making me laugh because how stupid the type of shit you were putting in chat. Okay, so that doesn't count. I'm not to blame here. It wasn't my fault. It was your fault.
I talked shit before, sorry, but here's another Dr. D song /
I'll play in a minute. Ooh, erotic. Help me, Dr. Dick. I don't. We're gonna put that on hold. Okay, maybe later.
Android is a completely subjective choice in personally decisions based on how you objectively utilize your mobile device.
Okay.
On the other hand, the choice of CPU isn't subjective. The price is directly comparable to the performance.
Okay, you're not wrong, but the problem is, dude, is that if you have children, if you have a house that has an object you enjoy, you have cargo, you have a family in your house or pet that you love, right? Going with AMD can be frightening, because if your house catches on fire from overheating, you might lose these people that you love so much, you know what I mean? It can be a very difficult choice, you know?
We're so excited to be partnering up with AARP.
That's right. AARP is actually contributing one of the prompts in this episode, where we ask the parents, do you expect your kids to take care of you in the future?
Ooh. So this is something I'm actually talking to my mom about already, so we hope this episode encouraged you guys to start the dialogue as well.
That's right. Make sure you stick around to the end, where we're going to share more about AARP, but for now, in this episode of Spectrum.
I was valedictorian of my junior high, and my dad said,
Okay.
He
Thanks,
was
man.
waiting in a Fortnite lobby all night for you and now
Oh,
skips
chat.
school and does drugs.
Thanks, I tweeted. Yeah, sure, that's where it did. Do Asian American parents think the same? This is the video title.
it's only junior high. Getting a B was like getting an F, you know, the Asian F.
I am happy with whatever career my child chooses.
Uh-oh.
3,
Disagree.
2, 1, go.
I agree, yes.
Fuck off.
I'm a bartender, and obviously Asian parents, they don't think, oh, my kid will be a bartender one day. That's why I'll be happy with whatever she chooses. As long as she's not hurting herself or others, and she has a stable career, then that's fine with me.
I know, Frost. It's meant like
I
that.
agree.
I guess I disagree, because I believe he will make mistakes. He'll get jobs that he doesn't like, but I don't think I'll be happy with whatever he does, like if he becomes a drug dealer, or if he just pursues what he likes without thinking about that impact on others. I think that's not good enough for me, even if he's happy. I believe he has to pursue something that's right, not just right for him.
Yeah, I did tell her after college you can do whatever you like. And she found a job right away, and the office very nice, and 9 to 5. After a couple of months, she said, Mom, that's not my life. And she just quit the job, and she's a freelance. She's happy now, so I support her.
This guy back did.
And at least she tried.
He's about to unleash.
I think if my children are not happy and not successful, then I'm failing somewhere as a parent. So it's very important for me to support them in whatever they want to be in their lives.
I want them to be able to like move forward from a job. I don't want them to be complacent.
I don't want him
or
to
just like, this is good enough, when I know they are capable of doing more.
But I think some people are fine just being here, and that's okay. They don't want to look for that next step. I didn't want to go to college at all, but my parents wanted me to go to college, so I went to college. I graduated in theater and journalism. I could have done something with either one of those, but I was like 5 months pregnant when I graduated, so I didn't even get time to start my career.
But don't you think that if you have a certain qualification, you can always go back to it? If you want to do theater or journalism later in life.
Yeah, I could, but if I was to work in the field that I graduated with, I would not be happy. Like, I already know it. And what's the point? I'm just living like a robot, doing the same thing over and over again to make my parents happy.
I feel like some of those are like you know, what's it called, like Gen 2 or whatever, like it's like, you know, they grew up in like the American culture, whatever the fuck, so they're like more like
I consider myself a tiger parent. 3, 2,
Cyndaquil. No, not like that.
go.
Wait, what's the question? I consider myself a tiger parent.
Tiger parent.
I don't know what that is.
3, 2,
Push and pressure their children to attaining high levels of academic achievements or success in high status extracurricular activities such as music, using authoritarian parenting methods.
1, go.
When I was growing up,
50-50.
I was valedictorian of my junior high, and my dad said, it's only junior high. Getting a B was like getting an F, you know, the Asian F. Okay, if he gets an F, yeah, that's bad, but a B is not an F. And my mom, she was always pushing me to be a doctor, so I knew growing up, the one thing I didn't want to be was, I never wanted to be a doctor. And I'm going to be more lenient because I know if I push him too hard, it's going to backfire like it backfired on my parents.
My expectations was for them to go to college at a minimum. And that's one thing I always stressed. At least I would try to provide tutoring if they needed it. I didn't expect them to come home straight A's or things like that. As long as I knew they were doing the best that they could, and then I helped them as much as I could.
I think I'm a very friendly mom to my kids. Maybe because my husband is a tiger dad, and I'm always trying to balance, so one is enough in a house.
Frankly, I'm so surprised to see so many of you guys here.
Oh, here it comes.
I was expecting most of you to be here.
Yeah.
Because that's almost a reputation that Asian parents are tiger by nature.
I don't agree with you. I'm Asian, very Indian, but I'm not.
Hey, tell her.
It's hard to find a balance.
Yep.
You cannot.
It's also about trusting your children. They know what's best for them.
Well, that's why it's not sort of pushing them, it's sort of pointing them the right direction. The question is,
Yeah,
how much...
pointing them doesn't mean you have to be a tiger parent.
Hey.
You can do it softly, politely.
She doesn't have the talking pillow. Shut the fuck up, man. He's
I
talking.
understand, they're sensible.
But there's different degrees of tiger parent. You've heard the extreme. I think everyone finds their own tiger parent in themselves of what you think works for your family.
Parenting doesn't come with an instruction book.
No, not
So
at all.
every parent is different and every child is different.
Yeah.
I believe it is sometimes appropriate to use physical discipline on children.
You know, chat? Chat, listen. Guys, you guys are gonna hate for this, dude. You guys are gonna make articles made for this, dude. Yes! Fuck it! I think so, dude. Guys, I'm sorry. I think yes. I said it. Okay? I said it. Okay? If I did some stupid shit, I'd get a slap. I get bang! Right? And that resonated. Okay? It just did.
Use physical discipline on children. 3, 2, 1, go.
Disagree.
Well, since I'm the only one on this side.
I'll help you.
Thanks. I mean,
guys, this guy is okay. I have to be honest. I think this guy has been like holding on to his feelings, dude. And dude, this guy's like has like bottled rage, dude.
believe in hitting my kids, not out of anger, not beating them up, but I believe it's appropriate to teach them discipline. Now, when I was growing up, my dad beat me up with a broomstick, and the stick broke, and it was my fault. Now that's wrong. I don't agree with that. But
Jesus.
I believe kids have to learn fear and discipline in a controlled environment like that.
Yeah, I think I've spanked my kids a couple times, especially if they put themselves in danger. It's been a long time, but I mean, they were very little. I think it very temporary, because as you raise them, they don't need that, you know what I mean? That shock value. They just, you know, your words work.
But on the other hand, when I see white kids at
Chat.
Walmart.
Okay, chat. I have a small story, okay? I'll do it fast. So this one day, okay, there was a lot of snow, okay? And my dad wanted me to shovel outside, okay? He wanted me to shovel. And I was like, dude, you know, I don't want to shovel or whatever. He's like, dude, listen, you gotta shovel, yo. Do it, it's part of your responsibilities. I was like, I was mad, right? And then his date came in, right? He was gonna have like a nice normal date at home, you know, with like having like coffee or something in the house. So I went outside, you know what I started doing? I started stacking the snow and making a bunch of balls, right? And then wherever he would go in the house, in the kitchen, bang, 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 right? And then you would go outside, bang, 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 right? And I wouldn't shovel. I was schooling the fuck out of them, dude. As a buddy got mad, bang, dude.
They don't
And
care
it
about
taught
their
me, dude.
parents.
You don't do that shit.
Screaming and yelling and cussing at their dad. Like, whoa, where is the fear?
I think 9 times out of 10, when kids get spanked, it's because we can't think of anything else to do. People say it's not out of anger, but most of the time it is out of anger because you're frustrated, they're not listening.
There's also love behind it. Love for them. It's not always frustration.
While I was growing up, probably half my school would have been terminated because I used to get spanked a lot by my teachers. So I think it was more culturally acceptable that time. And I agree with you. I think it's more about not doing out of anger. You said the same thing too.
And also that they
get the attention.
understand why this is happening.
And then
That's
you talk
okay,
to them
boomer.
after that, right?
Yeah.
And actually, I used to feel terribly guilty that I would spank them, and then I would sort of tell them, I'm sorry, but that's the reason why you got spanked. So I think it was more of a teaching, learning moment as well.
I expect my children to take care of me as I get older. 3, 2, 1, go.
Not really. I'd say no. I try to disagree with that.
Go ahead.
So it depends upon what you mean by taking care of you. It's not holding your hand. You know, if I reflect about, what my father expects of me, who lives with us, he just...
Wait a minute, 99.1%?
3,
I'm gonna pull above.
1,
Hold up.
go.
You go ahead.
Yeah, you see, I have to be honest. This shit is always, dude, the Instagram, like, social media people, they're always like, yeah, dude, I'm such a good guy, man. Yeah, I'm such a humanitarian, dude. Yeah, I'm such a nice, like, caring person for the environment. But dude, let's be honest, they're all a bunch of cocklords in actual reality. They hide behind these polls and these social things.
By taking care
makes
of
them feel good.
It's not holding your hand. If I reflect about, what my father expects of me, who lives with us, he just wants to talk. He just wants us to be there with him, be together and have a meal together.
Well, this is how I define it. When you're old, will you be in a senior home center or will you be living with your son or daughter? When I'm old, I think I'll be at a senior center or a senior home, and my son will support me by visiting and things like that, but he's not going to be living in the same house with me.
I would agree with you somewhat. My husband and I have made a lot of sacrifices for our children, and they're really appreciative of that. And I don't think we'll need their financial help, but emotional support is very important.
I don't want my daughter to think that she owes me and has to take care of me. I do want to be, obviously emotionally be there with her always, but I don't want her to feel like it's a burden, and I don't want that responsibility to ever be on her because she didn't ask for it, so.
I think even just staying in touch, even a
Yeah,
phone
of
call, it's important. That's taking care of parents.
I
Okay, that's
prefer
cute.
my children marry someone from the same culture. 3,
Ooh. I prefer my children marry someone from the same culture.
my children marry someone from the same culture. 3, 2, 1, go.
Come on. Come on.
I think it
Guys.
should be children's choice who they want to marry and spend the rest of their lives with. I'm an Indian and my daughter-in-law is Chinese, and I'm very happy with my son's decision.
My dad told me that I have
The
to marry
pole.
someone who's Korean. The reason he gave was because of the language barrier and the cultural barriers. But that doesn't exist for me and my son anymore, because I could speak his language and his culture perfectly fine. So he could marry whoever he wants.
I was always told, marry Asian, marry Chinese. My kids can marry whoever, but at the same time, I think for myself, it'd be nice if they married someone similar in the sense of just at least values and things like that.
That's us. We are Asian Americans, but our children are more Americans. They don't think like that.
That can, that makes
They've
sense.
expressed to me
Maybe.
that they would prefer to marry Asian. My children
Maybe
have,
because they're younger.
at one time. They're
right?
young?
Are they younger right now?
Oh, no. They're adults.
When it comes to
And
values.
that's what they told me. But if they choose not and they change their mind, I'm okay with that too.
I would be comfortable talking to my children about dating and sex. 3, 2.
Only the guy in the back and one of the girls. Haha. Holy shit!
Dating, yes.
Guys, 60 million head. The guy in the back and a girl.
Sex.
Called it.
No, not in details. At least I would be embarrassed. I don't think my children would be comfortable either.
I wish that they would have talked to me more about stuff like that. Like, I found out everything on my own. Again, I think it's just a lot of Asian families just don't really talk about stuff like that. They don't really talk about
I mean like
dating,
the guy,
sex,
the young guy.
feelings.
That's why they have sex ed in school, right?
They want to listen. They don't want to. Okay.
Chat, tell me, did you guys have that sex ed in school? I didn't. I did not have any of this shit. Ever. I didn't have nothing even close to it. Not even a little bit. Damn, everybody had it. That's crazy. We didn't have shit. And all my friends from like the other schools, they got like fucking like condom, like fucking like samples and shit.
So they have to listen.
We didn't get none of that
Well,
shit.
that's the thing. I don't want them to learn about that from school, from Hollywood movies, or even their friends. I want them to be able to see my perspective, not that they have to agree with me, but I want to be the primary teacher of those things and not learn from sex ed from school.
I would be proud of my child if they identified as LGBTQ+.
That's tough.
3, 2,
They probably don't want to look bad on camera.
I mean, I don't care who she ends up loving.
Chat, listen, this is kind of like a trap question because this topic's kind of like strongly agree or strongly disagree. You can't really somewhat. Like, how do you somewhat support? Like, no.
I mean,
What?
I don't care who she ends up loving, whatever. That's her love. It's whatever she wants, and that's fine with me.
Well, I'm somewhat very
I remember
happy.
my son,
no.
when he was 9, he asked me, would you love me if I was gay? And I said, yes, I would love you no matter what. He goes, I'm not, but just checking. And he was 9 years old when he did that. And I just started laughing, and I was like, I guess as a parent, you don't deal with it until that comes up. Kind of wakes you up a little bit.
When I was growing up, I mean, the term didn't even exist. I mean, there are still countries in the world that don't talk about it and don't show it in the movies, and they're actually censored. And the place where I grew up, it was a taboo.
Yeah, it used to be an Asian stigma that Asians were not LGBTQ. It was like white people and stuff. Now, I agree with most of you that I would love my kids no matter how they identify as, but I believe that LGBTQ is either unnatural and also the activity is sinful. I'm not going to force my kids to believe what I believe. I'm not going to force them into something that they're not, but I will have concern. I'll still love my kids.
Okay, that's kind of a yikes.
Learn how to express it.
That's big
but
yikes.
I wish they were not.
I believe Asian Americans are a model minority. 3, 2.
Uh-oh. I believe Asian Americans are a model minority.
Americans are a model minority. 3, 2, 1, go.
In some ways, and in some other ways not. I feel like it's kind of like a
I always hear
thing.
this from my friends who are not Asians, who say, you guys do it right. You focus on education, you focus on family, you focus on making sure that you're actually connected to your roots.
I think when I think of like the term model minority, I think someone that thinks they're the model, right? So they're better. And I don't think the way that we were raised doesn't mean that should be the way for everyone else,
But we are a very hardworking community, all of us. And Indians are seen as doctors, engineers, techies, and the highest income earning group in America. And it does put some pressure on our children.
Right, yeah, that's what I'm
Which
saying.
is
It's
not
a lot
bad,
of pressure.
which is
yeah.
good.
Yeah, as an adult who had really strict parents, like I felt a lot of pressure to be the model minority, especially because we came here to America. Because I was born in Japan, I was like, I have to be perfect. Why did we come here if I'm not going to be perfect?
But that little sense of competition at the back of your mind is also good. Makes them grow higher.
Well, the little voice in the back of my mind is my parents always, which is like, oh, be better, you know, do better.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. What if your parents did not push you to become better? I suspect, you know, if I don't tell my kids to do something and say, okay, go and do whatever you need to, and let's say they land up in a bad place. In a way, I rather hear my kids complain about me being pushy and point them the right direction, rather than coming and telling me later in their life, wish you were a little bit strict and you gave me more direction and you supported me in a different...
I don't agree fully. There's no right direction. There's the right, like, sort of side of things, but there's not the right path. Like, guys, there's no right path. There's just not.
Different way.
Right, that's why I think a little bit of pressure is good, but too much pressure will break anybody. And I think Asian families don't know what the breaking point is.
And we're still learning. I mean, me as a parent, and what I don't want. Like, I want to be a grandma, but that's not what my daughter wants right now, maybe. But you know, it's their choice, it's their life. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, we're a different generation.
It's
You're
a
younger than my daughter, so when we're
our
talking,
generation's a
we
little
talk things
different.
different.
I think your openness is great. You're seeing things a lot brighter, whereas I think maybe I was more old school. I don't know. It's great. I think it's great. Just we're all trying to figure it out still.
Okay.
Young mama.
Chat.
Watch the Help Me Dr. Dick video.
I think you're right and I'm right. Okay, what I meant is that
Litty.
Call us for parenting tips.
it helps not to be pushy when it comes down to, like, you know, waking up on time, not skipping school, not doing drugs, organizing your things, being on time, going to school at least up to a certain point or something, right? It's okay to be pushy with this, but not like, yo, dude, you have to be an accountant, yo. You have to be an accountant. You're gonna fail if you're not an accountant. That's not right.
Finances, you know, relationships with our family, and it's super stressful.
You can point in a way that, like, yo, look, man, if you're an accountant or a doctor or a lawyer, you make this much, this is pretty good. And he can make his own idea from there. But saying that you have to do this, that's kind of fucked up. Yo.
And through their efforts, we hope to
11 moths say thank you, bitch.
Particularly the Asian American and Pacific Islander community.
Okay, that was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Pep laugh.
Yeah, dude, like, let's be honest, dude, like, some of the culture that they have is just, like, really, really good, dude. It's just good. Like, they sort of are in some way, like,
xQc
models in a certain way.